I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
For AutoSave, welcome to our channel.
So we're watching Rezero Season 3, Episode 6. We have 3 more demands. Are we going to meet them? I don't know. We're watching the city become flooded. Priscilla was so beautiful, and now it's nothing.
The only beautiful thing left to witness is the third demand, which is a wedding is going to be happening. And weddings are typically known to be joyous, happy, loving, beautiful occasions. And honestly, a waterfront view for your wedding, that sounds ideal.
Whenever I think of mass flooding, I think of this movie 2012 and the world ending and like the world government building massive ships to try to survive. I don't know.
Well, the government doesn't exist anymore here. The council has disappeared.
Yep.
And Kiritaka, I don't know about you existing anymore past this episode.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. How lucky are we?
Oh, Amelia.
Not just a man, a knight. Yes! Haha!
Is this gonna be him in the water?
Holy shit. Is this because of her blood? Oh shit.
I was come on. How?
What? Did Priscilla do it?
Ooh!
Oh!
I would scream, even if she told me not to. So what about Krush?
Ah. You're not gonna be happy about the last one in particular.
Amelia didn't realize who it was about, but he might. His resolve.
Is it Al? Oh! Whoa!
Zero sense of beauty. Ooh, what a line from her.
Bad joke. Whoa. Do you think they're turned from people? Oh my god, Priscilla! Holy shit! Oh my god!
The Yang sword, I think is what her sword is called.
Jesus!
Are my reward for you. It's a lovely reward. Thank you. It's beautiful.
That makes me think of how strong Al must be, you know?
The shelter.
Ooh.
Look at the red eyes.
Yeah. Subaru's as well. Liliana.
Amazing. The difference between turning a crowd's attention to you.
Priscilla knew what Liliana was capable of. She's a good scouter. Man, they look so tired.
It's like, this isn't the only shelter here.
Yeah, it does.
That's because she was already wearing white.
No.
Ooh. Yeah, it was the voice, not the content.
$291 wives in total. Already perished. Trying to survive with Corneus reminds me of trying to survive when you're being captured and tortured by a serial killer. You're just trying to make them happy.
How many of them died because of him?
Holy shit! What the fuck? Look at 184's expression, or the lack thereof.
Not only for your safety, but obviously the safety of the other wives.
Oh, Julie. Nice.
The dragon blood. What effect? If she's a giant fly. What if her whole body looks like his leg?
Like a frozen double of her? Dude!
This is out of a video game.
This is so beautiful! Whoa.
僕はただ運命の花嫁と結婚し君たちの動きになんて興味はないんだよ僕はあれはいただけない勝手なことをして僕の花嫁を不安がら幸福な結婚という僕の人生で最も晴れやかな舞台を汚すなんて君の塔はここからでもちょうどまっすぐによく見えるくらいの距離なら吹き飛ばすのは簡単だ何
But now they're in the tower.
君じゃないおいおいどういう言い逃れなわけ
Capella didn't open it?
間もなく内装に取り掛かります。ああ、もうそんなに時間が経ったのか。すぐに行くとしよう。
Oh, take it, Amelia.
危なかった。このことをスバルに伝えなくちゃ。ベアトリスちゃんは人工精霊やね。英知の書についてだ。詳しく聞こか。 その本のことだけ何も情報がなくて困ってたんよ。魔女教が持ってる福音書のプロトタイプ。元になった完成版って話だ。誰から聞いたん？作った魔女に。魔女から直接。本当の話なのかそれは。って話して騙されてはめられていろいろあった。だからもうこの世には残ってないはずなんだ。本が燃えたこと。 魔女教は知らん。最後の一つが銀髪の乙女との結婚式ってわけだ。魔女教の要求は一個も危険。うちは桐高さんから町の行方不明や。せやからうちは答えななら貸し借りはきっちりと。
Let's go, Anastasia.
証人として立ったうちの教師や。町の人たちは全員各所に設けられた避難所にいる。避難所で人々は不安にうつむ。
I love the score.
中にはその不安が別の衝動を呼び起こし。 可能な限り被害を防ぐために尽力はしているが死人も少なからず出るそれを言いよどむんは卑怯やって思わんこれからも出る大きく救うって決めた以上小さく削れてくんは避けられへん一つ考え違いをしてるぜアナスタシアさん再犠牲には目をつむるなんて俺は一言も言ってね最初のお城でやったことと変わらんやんそれに 白芸の時も犠牲は出たはずや。君も一発の騎士になったんだら。あの時戦って犠牲になった人たちには覚悟があったさ。
These are civilians.
町を勝手に戦場にされた人たちにその覚悟を問うのは間違ってる。覚悟完了してる奴らは同じ覚悟完了してる奴らが迎え撃つ。それを常日頃意識して覚悟完了してるのが騎士だから俺は誰も犠牲にはしねえ。一個も手放さねえ。騎士だから譲れねえ。譲っ 俺はエミリアの騎士だエミリアのために戦いたいけどそれはエミリアだけを守れればいいって話じゃないそれだけじゃ満足できないユリウスお前だってそうだろって生き物はカッコつけで欲張りだからな死ぬまで視線でカッコつけるさエミリアを変態から救い出す直をぶっ倒してレムの記憶を吐き出させる街中を不安がらせるシリウスを叩きのめしてそれで年を取り返してハッピーエンドだ
Conditions of the night.
We are gonna take it.
Take it.
これってさっきの
Uh-oh. What?
What?
Okay, that was ReZero Season 3, Episode 6. We got so much that episode. That was insane. Okay. Have to start with where we ended in the after credit. I have a lot of thoughts, but more so questions about Al. The first time that we see Regulus talking on the device, it seems like he's talking to Capella,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And then when Amelia picks it up, Al has it. I don't believe that is how I imagine it is that Al just stumbled upon it, right?
Yeah. Like, we shouldn't maybe read into it too much.
I don't think we should read into it too much for why he has it now, but
Mhm.
I just want to make a note that I feel there's so much around Al that I feel like we don't know, and he seems like a character that has more to offer in questionable ways.
Mhm.
I don't know how I feel about him right now.
I feel like with the title of this episode, which I'd want to get into more.
What was the title?
It was Conditions of the Night. So Al has already been pretty straightforward to us to some degree about what his, like, as a knight, he is Priscilla's knight. Therefore, he's gonna go find her first. You know, in that same moment that everyone was like, Subaru, like, are you gonna focus on helping all of us, or are you gonna go help Amelia? And Al was pretty open with the fact that he was like, I'm gonna go to my lady, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do as a knight. So he's already kind of telling us what he would do, which somewhat differs from the conditions of the night, which Subaru says to Julius, like, I think you and I are on the same page here with how both of us feel. Which Al maybe kind of differs from the two of them as a knight, how they feel, what they would do here in this situation. Priscilla also differs to some degree from the other candidates, but also maybe not. I don't know. I also want to talk about Priscilla a lot
Definitely.
in this discussion.
Go off.
But
dude.
in terms of Al and him having the media, why is he trying to contact people through the media? We never actually see him meet up with Priscilla, even though that's where we assumed he was going when we separated from him, which obviously time has passed since we separated from him, that he possibly could have found her, but also it's a big city. He didn't necessarily know where she is. I don't want to theorize that maybe there's a darker side to Al, but I definitely do agree with you that there is probably a lot more to that character.
Yeah. Can we take a second and go back into a couple episodes ago into when we first learn that it's Typhon in the grave?
Ooh, okay.
It would destroy the city. Like what happened when Typhon was drowned.
Mm-hmm. Is Al the one that said that?
Al's the one who says it. I'm not suspicious of Al because of the ending of this episode and the after credit. I don't think that he has the device because of suspicious means.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suspicious of Al because of what we don't know and what he seems to know.
I feel like I need to talk about Priscilla now.
Okay.
In this, because he is Priscilla's knight.
Mm-hmm.
Priscilla, we have to remember the context of her relationship with the government before Amelia even enters the story. She has been a figure and had to hold her place and her popularity and the fear people probably have for her and her power for a lot longer than some of these other candidates. She has commanded a space and made a space for herself, and she has grown in popularity and continued to be prevalent and probably terrifying. And she has her own way of gathering information, probably through creating a lot of fear in the people she's trying to get information from. But we have to remember that all of the candidates are powerful and they all get information from different sources. So Priscilla totally could have gotten information, and obviously Al learned from her, or Al learned because he was getting it for her. I can't be too surprised by some party having a piece of information that another party didn't yet have, because we also bring that up at the end of this episode. Like, when Anastasia is like, oh, well, you're gonna tell us you think Betty's the artificial spirit, and then you also know about the Tome of Wisdom. You know, normally people wouldn't necessarily give all of their information up, and he's like, well, I'll worry about who's the enemy later.
Yeah. I don't know, though. Priscilla is a very interesting character, and I am completely in love with her. She had one of the best action sequences I've seen in ReZero. I don't know much about Genshin Impact, but I've seen you play a couple times. It was like I don't know.
She seemed like she was in the game.
If a character existed in that game that even comes close to the fucking what I just saw on display, I would play that game. I love Priscilla to death. However, if there is something more to Al, I don't think Priscilla is in the know. Priscilla at the end of the day, as well as every other candidate in this season and this episode even, has fucking come to bat. Like but how do you decide at this point? They literally had to bed Krush because too many candidates were doing awesome shit. But I don't know. I definitely want to just put out there that Al, there might be more to him in relation to the witch's cult than that doesn't have to deal with the ending of this episode.
I feel like the Mitya and him picking it up could totally be just to spark that idea in general for the viewer. Not that he is literally suspicious because he's literally working with the witch's cult, but to spark the idea, this is a man of mystery. Why is he there? Why'd he find it? Start asking questions about him. Don't treat him like he's this side character that might not have anything to offer more to the story.
I would even go as far to say, yeah, more to a mystery, potential connections or knowledge about the witch's cult.
He wears a helmet. We don't actually know what he looks like. I think that also can be on the table.
That's so fair.
But yeah, I think before we leave kind of Priscilla and Al, we can talk again about the name of the episode was Conditions of the Night. And we have 3 of our knights are shown in this episode, Julius, Al, and Subaru. There's one knight that hasn't been shown. When we ended the episode, we were both kind of wondering, are we going to go see what Reinhardt's doing in the next episode? I think that is a good possible place to go, especially because of what this episode's title was, and we saw 3 of them, but not the 4th. But the idea of Subaru's type of knight, and he thinks Julius would probably feel the same to him, which is he's the type of knight that he's going to be greedy, you know? He wants the happy ending, and he's going to be greedy about it. And we have this nice, parallel to happiness and greed with our lovely husband-to-be. Happiest day of his life is about to happen, you know?
Yeah.
We all want that happy ending. I don't want it for him, but he really desires this happiest day of his life.
That's very fair. I love 184. It breaks my heart to see her response to almost getting killed, and you just have to imagine how many instances she has been watching of it happen to other wives, and it just
53 are currently alive.
Yeah.
He had 291. So how many of these women have become what he wants them to be, dressed and acting the way that he wants, out of obviously self-preservation? One, like, he will kill me if I don't do what he wants in terms of how he wants me to act, but also in what Amelia shows there in jumping in front of 184 to protect her. How many were like, exactly what Amelia learned there is because Amelia said she was tired, the blame was then put on the person that should have noticed she was tired. How many wives were in a similar situation? A new wife was brought in and she was like, I'm hungry. And he killed the attending wife for not realizing that this wife was hungry.
Yeah.
Like, so many of them could be like this, not only to protect themselves, but to protect the other wives. Because if they slip up, who knows who's going to get blamed?
Yeah. Man, I legitimately almost cried this episode towards the end when Subaru was talking to Anastasia. I cannot believe how much love I have for him. He's grown and changed into a character that at one point I almost wanted to look away at how uncomfortable the things that he was like saying on screen made me. And those things need to have happened. Specifically talking in the bedroom with Amelia, right? That was one of the most brilliant episodes of Rezero, I still think to this day, because you need to be able to show that into a character to be able to appreciate when a character becomes like this. When they're talking about like the casualties, and he's saying there's one thing you're wrong about, Anastasia. I never said anything about ignoring small sacrifices. in order to save the majority. And then her response is something that, like, I imagine somebody would say to just a character who's spouting or just spitting like
Ideals.
grandiose ideals, right? And not thought about ideals. And we're bringing up casualties in terms of the white whale, but Subaru doubles down and he's like, the people who died fighting in that battle were prepared for it, but questioning the resolve of the people who've had their city turned into a battleground is wrong. People who've made up their minds need to be met by people with the same degree of resolve. Being aware of that at all times and being prepared for what it means is what being a knight is. Like, I wanted to just break down because I don't know. I'm so proud of the character that Subaru has become.
As you bring up, we've seen so many moments of him becoming the Subaru that he has become. Some moments that are hard to rewatch. They were hard on the initial watch, but we have seen every single step that this character has been written to make to become the one that's standing here at the end of this episode. That is a knight. We saw a Subaru that wanted to be a knight that wasn't yet able to actually be called a knight, you know? And then the end of season 2, he's able to be the knight officially. And this season is him doing his job.
Yeah.
He is the knight.
Do you think that we are going to attempt to meet the demands of the witches cult? And it
in a fraudulent way?
Not necessarily. Or maybe in a fraudulent way. Like, just, are we going, is that the route that we're going, or are we going to just handle it differently?
Well, Subaru does kind of, I feel like he did say somewhere in the end there, before his lovely speech about being a knight, that he didn't want to meet their demands. But also we kind of can't. You know, obviously we have Betty, but we're not gonna give her up. But the more important thing is we literally don't have the Tome of Wisdom.
That's why I was bringing it up. Like, because, like, yeah, we have the Betty conversation had. We know where Typhon is, even if it's impossible to get, right? But in terms of the Tome of Wisdom, I don't know. Like, I just, is it plausible because it's gone, right?
Is there something that we don't know about with this that Echidna didn't want to share? Obviously we bring up the idea, oh, well, you know that they burned up, but that doesn't mean the witches cult knows. And I'm like, is it really gonna be that? Is the situation that is being created here really gonna be that they're asking for something without, like, that they literally cannot have, because it literally doesn't exist anymore?
Because that could be the crux of, like, well, none of the demands will be met because one of them is impossible to be met. Or, like...
And they're not gonna settle for one out of all of the demands to not be met. They're gonna want all of them.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. The fact that you brought up the name of the episode, Conditions of the Night, what a great name for this episode, and the resolve of Subaru being seen.
These are his conditions. He's gonna be greedy.
Yeah. Once again, just Priscilla, I don't even need to see her for the next, like, 5 episodes because she had such grandiose presence in the first 5 minutes. She stabbed Subaru multiple times, and I loved it. I loved seeing it. We got to see the effects of what the blood did to Subaru's leg.
Dragon blood.
And the regenerative abilities it has, but also what it's done to Krush. I wonder what the details behind Capella's blood, like, really are, because we were talking about it last episode, and it makes me wonder, like, does it naturally do something when it touches somebody, or does she have will over what it does to someone?
Right, because it only affected Subaru's bad leg, the one that was eaten clean off, basically. But for Krush, it seems to have affected her entire body, and I'm gonna imagine we very quickly saw a bed, but couldn't really see or make out what Krush currently looks like. I'm gonna imagine her whole body looks like what his leg looks like, and not that she's a giant fly.
See, it's within that I bring the question to the table, because it seems like the variety of what she can do with it is completely up to her. The narrative of making everybody a fly was to perpetuate her narrative and her point of beauty and love and care about human beings when they've turned into something so disgusting. It feels like she has more creative control.
If she has okay, let's say that she has creative control, because I would agree to some extent. I think she did purposefully pick flies to turn the other people into. If she has creative control, then the next thing you have to ask is, why, if we have creative control, is only Subaru's leg affected? Why is Subaru somewhat protected here? He is able to continue to walk fine. The leg, if anything, has a buff because it has regenerative abilities. It might look gross, but it can heal fast. Why was he able to walk away from that with still able to fight? If you're the Witches Cult member, wouldn't you want to possibly take him out? Why are we keeping him in the game here if we were able to take him out?
So you're saying, like, why would Capella knowingly heal Subaru with no negative benefit? Is
more
what
just like, why wouldn't she take it all the way like she possibly did with Krush if she was able to?
Interesting. I mean, there could be, like, it could be as easy as there was a lot of shit going on, and after she dropped the blood, there was no additional thought because Subaru was hanging on to the dragon and needed to be cut loose.
That's
you know?
fair. It could have been that she was in the middle of doing what she was doing and it maybe was interfered with. Yeah, because why else would Subaru, other than being the main character, there would need to be some thought there, like the possible interruption, or a thought that she was, maybe it's because he was the one that she was talking to and she wanted him to be able to consciously witness whatever Krush turned into in some fucked up display of, like, look at this thing, you know, the beauty conversation.
Yeah.
A way to continue their conversation even if she wasn't in the room could be a fun place to go with it, but we get the idea that the dragon blood is a treasure in itself. But yeah, I think we can leave dragon blood.
I have one or two more things I want to talk about. We really honed in on the authority of wrath, and that was interesting, but more so Liliana's impact in what she's able to do on a small scale, that it just needs to be ramped up. Like, if she has the opportunity to perform in front of the entire city, and even just like audio wise, that has to be one of the keys here.
I remember saying that when we were like going into either the second episode or the third episode, being like, just get her in front of the broadcasting media. And then what happened right after I said that was we find out that's where Capella is, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's why we can't get Liliana there. But to know that Liliana could break through the authority of wrath, valuable player here. Obviously, we're not with her anymore. We left her with Priscilla. But the fact that just her beautiful, not even magic involved. Magic isn't even involved here. Authority isn't even involved here. Pure talent and a beautiful singing voice.
Yeah.
That's all it takes to break through to people.
Do you have anything?
One question. Capella said she didn't open the gate.
Yeah.
Who opened the gate? That's my question. I don't have any more there. I don't have any theories to who opened the gate. Just wanted to say that. My last thing is, this is more just like a silly thought, or a silly thought of like an interaction that might be fun to have. And that is Priscilla and Regulus Corneus. Both of them seem to think that Capella's version of beauty is fucked up and they don't like it. They don't agree with it. They might agree a little more with each other's idea of beauty. But I still think Priscilla would absolutely, like, I don't know. I want to see an interaction between the two of them. And I kind of want to see Priscilla be the one that saves Amelia just so she can be interacting with Regulus. Because I kind of want to see it. I feel like she might play along with it to some extent. We might be like, ooh, they seem to get along. And then, bam, she cuts his head off with her Yang sword.
I apologize for what I'm about to say. Strictly as a character, I love Regulus more than anything. He is so incredible in his own world. Like
in his own world that he has,
like, he is so like, I don't give a shit about what you're saying. You're fucking disgusting. I've learned to fucking key the tone of your voice out of my head. I don't even want to hear it. Oh, that's why you're frowning a little bit, Amelia. It's because you had to hear her fucking voice. Okay,
Makes
no,
so
I
much sense.
totally get it.
Yeah.
That's so reasonable. Oh, I'm on the phone with you? How fucking dare you talk? Like, with your voice alone just irritates everyone. Like, he is so much fun. To even though he's the worst fucking person, and his idea of marriage is beyond fucked up. I adore every scene I get with him.
Another little thing with him, and it's going to be my last thing. He's telling the truth when he says that he will love all of his wives equally. By the fact that we can tell equally in terms of I will kill any of them if I deem it to be reasonable, and I will be nice to them when I deem it to be reasonable. All of them get the same treatment. So yes, he's right on that front about equally, but also so equally that each one gets its own special outfit. Each wife, none of the wives' outfits are the same. They're the same color palette, but none of them are the same.
So
it's fucked up.
I was reading of this do you know who the Toy Box Killer is?
No.
Don't look it up.
Oh,
but
okay.
there
is there
was
a documentary about it?
I don't know. I didn't watch one. I was reading about it though, and there was this one of their victims ended up surviving, and they weren't part of the reason that they were captured, or like they were inevitably caught, right? But one of their victims was being tortured, and it was horrific, but the victim like leaned into the personality side of thing and trying to be like friendly with them and appease them and be like, you know what, I totally get what you're doing, like I'm next time, like let me in on it, like we got this, like and just played that part, even though that these horrific things were going on, but them playing that part led them to be able to live. It led them to be able to escape one day, and that's the vibe that like all of the wives of Regulus have to do, or to be able to just survive another day.
Because if you don't, then he will kill you now.
Yeah.
There's the potential that something else can happen in the future for you, because it could if you're not dead.
Yeah.
To see it,
God. All right. You
Yeah.
good?
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.